Hey Facebook, it's Monica. I'm going to make a really quick video. So today, Saturday, my cloistered homeschoolers had a busy day. We had a soccer game, we had ballet practice for the Nutcracker for my little one, for my 7-year-old. It's actually really cool. Anyway, I got tired. I went shopping for the week's food. Put it all away, kind of prepped a little bit of the food for the week. Got tired, sat down, read some Facebook. And there's this really nice lady on there, and she's upset. She's reaching out, to people. She's got a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and 2 other kids. I don't know how old they are. And anyway, her husband's frustrated because, he comes home, the house is a mess, and wife is exhausted. And his solution is put the kids in public school and then get a full-time job, and life will be easy with 4 kids. 2 of them are 4 and 6 years old, right? Life's gonna be easy, right? And that's his solution. Okay, it's always, even when something is crazy. So if you're a homeschooling mom, you know that it's hard, and you're gonna be really, really tired, especially if you have 4 kids and 2 of them are little and they're close in age. You're gonna be tired. And honestly, it's hard. You have these kids, even if you weren't educating them at all, just having them home all day is tiring because they're running around and making messes, and you're following behind them, cleaning up, you're making food, cleaning up, doing other stuff, cleaning up. It's hard. So, but try to look at it from the husband's perspective. He goes out all day, he works. When you work a full-time job, you're tired. When you come home, you are. He is providing for the family. That's awesome. And he comes home and the house is a wreck. And, his soulmate is exhausted and never has time for him, right? Fair enough. So there's 2 big problems here. He does need a little bit of a reality check because he doesn't, it's a little bit of unrealistic expectations. When you have a 4-year-old, that's still having a really young kid, and you haven't trained, and probably haven't trained the 6-year-old yet to help out on a daily basis to make sure the house is clean at least when dad comes home. Because it's not unreasonable for him to want to come home to a pleasant looking home after he works all day, but it takes time to teach the kids to do that, and persistence. And he needs a little bit of a reality check if he wants that to happen right now. That's just not gonna happen right now. The biggest problem that I see, though, is that he doesn't value homeschooling. He actually thinks that if you put your kids in public school, I think he kind of thinks that maybe they'll do at least as good of a job, if not better. But they won't even do as good of a job. It's not possible. You have a classroom of 30 kids. It's not possible to move at any of those kids to move at their pace. So what's going to happen is the classwork's either going to be too slow or it's going to be too fast. So if it's too fast, that's awful because the kid gets left behind forever, or they get put in some slow class, when it's like they just needed a little extra time. They're not dumb, but then in their head, if they go in a slow class, they start to think of themselves as dumb. So you don't want that. That's not good. And the kid who is advanced, they're really not going to be challenged. A lot of these kids are going to become troublemakers because they get bored, right? So that's a problem. There are so many problems. So if you look on the flip side of this, at homeschooling, you can move at their own pace. If your kid needs extra time, you go more slowly. If your child, it gets something quickly, you can move on to something more challenging. That is the biggest, most amazing thing about homeschooling. I'm just going to give you a couple more quick examples, but this is the biggest problem: is you need to get your husband to a place where he values homeschooling, because homeschooling is far superior to putting your kids in a school, like a public or a private school. Let me just mention something else. Your kids will be raised by other people. You get a full-time job. What does that mean? You're going to work 8 hours. You're going to at least have a 20-minute commute, at least, right? Each way, probably. So that's 8 hours and 40 minutes, but usually there's an hour lunch break, so that's 9 hours and 40 minutes. No kids. Then you're going to have after-school care lined up that you have to pay for. But again, this is all time neither parent is with the child. You are separating the family. You are harming relationships. So, and then you're going to have to, arrange to go pick your kids up, right? And then you are, then you have to make dinner. And then you're going to have to make a healthy dinner, even though you've been running all over God's green earth. You've been working full time, and you're going to somehow cobble together a healthy dinner every night, because I'm not sure that your husband's going to do it. So that's a problem. But to me, the biggest problem with that scenario is that other people and other children are raising your kids, not you. On the same note, this will be my last point. You get the idea, is that your kids, the siblings' relationships will be damaged. Because when they're never around each other, they don't have to learn how to get along. They don't appreciate each other. They never really play together. They start to become more and more strangers, to where when they're teenagers, they absolutely hate each other. And that is just awful. That is so sad. You don't want that for your family. Now, these are just a couple of examples. There are so many reasons. And whenever, start looking it up, things that are bad, right, about public school, and then think of the flip side and why it's better with homeschooling. You'll start to see it, and whenever you see it, either leave an article up on the computer or just chat about it to your husband. Not like you're trying to convince him, but just talk about, look at what they did at this school down the street. I can't believe it. I'm so glad we don't have to deal with that, right? So you get the idea. Slowly start helping your kids learn to clean up every day, and slowly start helping your husband value homeschooling, because that's really the key here. That's the biggest problem. And as your kids get older and as you create more and more sanity, you will get more and more rested, and then that problem will be solved. Okay. Good luck with everything. I'm sorry things are tough right now, but good luck and things will get better. Have a great day.